We specialize in sourdough, long, slow fermentation bread and croissants. You may have had some while you were waiting to come in here, and there's more out there for when you're done. So what we do is we actually create these sourdough bread products from scratch. My husband and I are restaurant people, and this is the launch of our franchise. Thank you all so much for coming. Thank you. We are super excited to find our first franchisee. We already have seated accounts for you waiting. And what we focus on is the B2B selling of these bread and croissants. So we make everything from scratch with long, slow fermentation. Flour, water, salt, olive oil, thyme, love, and technique. We train from the ground up. We teach our staff. They're often coming in with little to no education, little to no experience, and we teach them the artisan craft from the ground all the way to the top. We have run our business for 7 years in the Catskills in a little town called Cairo. You probably haven't heard of it. We'll talk more about that in a second. So in our little town upstate, we sell these bread and croissants B2B. We have over 60 accounts that we service weekly. Last year we generated $1.2 million of revenue. Awesome. Yep. So we are looking for our first franchisee, and this is going to be a completely different franchise model. So a lot of franchise models are standardizing. When you walk in, you go to Panera, right? You go to McDonald's, you see same look and feel. You could be anywhere. You could be in Tokyo, you could be in New York, you could be in Chicago, and they're all gonna look the same. Ours are really standardizing the back-end production. So the bread that's being produced is where the standardization is occurring, and then on the front you get to bring your unique personality. So we want it to be your bakery, but you get to stand on the platform that CNB Kitchen has built. All right, and you get that through the customer relationship management tools, our high-end production software, our AI route planning, self-delivery, and all of the marketing tools at your disposal as well. Now, I said we came from a little town. Let me explain. My town has 6,000 people. Yeah. That's real little, right? Okay, and we service all these other businesses. Now, if you're in New York City, you have access to really good bread every day. In the rural communities, that access is limited to porch pickups, farmers markets, your neighbor, but there's nobody serving the actual businesses. So if you are a restaurant, if you are a high-end hotel, a coffee shop, an independent grocer, a family farm stand, there is nobody baking enough bread for you to sell. And that's where we come in. So we can actually bake bread on scale, deliver it with the quality of an artisan production and the consistency of a factory. I lost my train of thought. It's gone. That's okay. All good. Yep. So we are launching. We are very excited, and we are looking for our first franchisee. Awesome. We have zero marketing budget, and we've grown our business with that, and the reason is we invest in our communities. So whenever a community organization asks for a donation or is hosting an event, we donate product, because once you taste it, that's where the promise is. So then we grow our business that way. But every baker has pride in what they do, and we don't want to take that away. So we want them to have the pride in their own business and be able to express that. If they want to have a look and feel, we can help them with that. But we don't want to standardize it the same way we don't want to make perfect loaves of bread coming off of a factory machine.
Got it. So it's not a retail bakery where I could go in and have a cup of coffee. It's still a B2B bakery?
You absolutely can, but we do about 75 to 80% of our business in the B2B space. So the retail is just cream on top and connection to the community, but really our business is a B2B focused business.
Got it. Okay. Anyone else?
Yeah, question. So ideally, just so I understand what Elaine's, to further that thought, is that come on, Ramon, you can do it. Battery died, maybe better. But either way, it's back on again. So, point is that, so for example, restaurant A, the franchisee sells fresh biscuits to restaurant A, and it says by CNB Kitchen.
Correct.
From Joe's Bakery and wherever they want to be.
Correct. Think Ace Hardware, where like every time you go into an Ace Hardware, you have the consistency of Ace Hardware, the quality of their products, the consistency of the help, but it's individually owned and operated, and you feel that tie to your community from that owner. And that's what makes ours a unique franchise model. So you're really, it's a bakery version of that, where you're getting all of the back end is where we're doing our standardization and keeping everything very consistent. And we've done a lot of work in that space and tech heavy. And then, you know, you have the front end where you get to shine as yourself.
Thank you.
I'm just curious, how much flexibility are you willing to give the franchisee? Because you built this, you and your husband, right, from the
Yep.
ground up. I'm sure that's not easy to, you know, where do you draw the line, right, on what they want to do with the business versus what you guys have built and established?
So I think flexibility is important depending on where we're talking. So flexibility in terms of the look and feel,
Yeah.
totally up to them. They can have whatever look and feel they want as long as it's going to flow well. I've done a lot of retail businesses and I understand how to move people through spaces. But again, that's not where they're making their money. So if you want to have a unique Scandinavian design to your bakery, I'm cottagecore. That doesn't go in my bakery, but that's me, you know what I mean? And I want you to bring who you are. Where we're gonna standardize is on the back end, and that's where the flexibility goes out the door.